ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship was up next. We had the champion Chris Jericho. No, the champion was Chris Benoit going into this one, taking on the challenger Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho ends up walking out with the championship at 1844. And this is one of the all-time great ladder matches. Even with the tarnished legacy of Chris Benoit now, I still think that this match is up there in the top 5 for ladder matches that have emanated from any promotion. It's everything. It's hard hitting. It's got that ECW style to it. The dives to the outside, the surfboard on top of the ladder, you name it. Just so many. It is match of the card for sure. It is match of the night. It is the show stealer. Jericho has stated in the past that this is one of his top 5 favorite matches of all time. And Moorhouse, as a fan of this pay-per-view, what do you think looking back at this match 20 years later, basically?
Yeah, no, it's a fun ladder match. Benoit and Jericho always had great chemistry with each other. They were able to work with each other very well. They did some unique spots like the Walls of Jericho on the ladder, which was more of a surfboard than a Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff with the ladder. Ladder matches were very common at the time. I think there was one almost every month, but they definitely made the ladder match with this title and this date really last throughout history. It's one of the ladder matches you can bring up anytime.
Does the actions of Benoit later on in his life, in the final few days of his life, tarnish this at all for you, watching it back?
You got to take yourself out of that. Like, you just got to appreciate the work that they put in together. You can't really think about that because if you do, you're just going to be in a negative space. We all know that with Chris, he had his own demons. He had his own issues. He could have been taken care of better by the company. It would have probably helped out in the long term, but it's a good match. I don't look back at Benoit matches and make an effort to watch them, but if it's on, yeah, I'll watch it.
Very good stuff. Yeah, no, I was just telling you off camera before we started this, is I found a off pay-per-view rip of this match on a ladder match compilation that a bunch of people had sent to me during my tape trading days and that stuff. And we'll get into that maybe one day as well. That's kind of a good filler episode for one of these weekends or one of these weeks to talk about here on the channel, is my tape trading days and how that ended up. It ended up with me basically having Sterlite containers full of previously blank DVDs, but with hours and hours of independent cards of really, really, really good wrestling on it. So it was a benefit for me. But yeah, so I've had the chance to watch the off-air pay-per-view rip of this match and also the one from the box set as well. Haven't had a chance to watch this yet on the network, so maybe this might be a thing where one day I'll just fire up the network to see how this match plays on the WWF network, WWE network, I should say. Get the F out. But yeah, it is. Like I said, it's match of the night. Just hard hitting, dungeon style, like just ground and pound. It's very ECW. And yeah, and ECW is still in operation, but barely at this point. I think they run their first 2 or their last 2 house shows about a week or 2 prior to this pay-per-view. And this kind of is kind of a homage to that style. So it is a great match to watch, and definitely the one match on the undercard that you should watch and check this thing out, because it is a trip 20 years later. It feels like it could work well today too. So
yeah, it's a perfect match. You say best match on the card. Now we're going to go to, I think, one of the worst matches of 2001.